Hello again. I have finally got my Flippy drive that has been on like order since August or September. It's been a long time. Well, I finally got it. It's a simple little mod that goes in your GameCube. We've got our little board, our little flex ribbon cable that I will show you how this works shortly, and a couple little brackets. And what better thing to put it into than my fancy orange GameCube that I got complete in the box from Japan. I also have the Game Boy player to go with it. So it's going to be a fun little project. It's been sitting in the box for like 8 months now, just waiting for my Flippy drive to show up. And now that it's here, let's do it. Oh yeah, look at that goodness. Okay, we've got this unboxed. One thing to note about mine is my disk drive does not work, and that's why I got this for cheap. And it's a perfect specimen for this project because, well, the drive doesn't work anyway, might as well use it. So this one is fairly easy. It's got 4 screws on the bottom. They are the game bit screws, and so you do need the special bit to take them apart. And then once we get that apart, the whole top should just slide right off. Up and away. Okay, there's the other 2 screws. Alright, so next step is pop this off, and this just kind of comes up and out, and then that goes away. And now there's a ton of screws on this side, so there's 5 on this side, some more on this side, some more right here, and we will just get those taken out. Now this part's got a couple screws here, and then the fan will come out, and then there's 3 more underneath. Alright, now that it's apart, this is the piece where this Flippy drive is going to live. Now we gotta fold it to make sort of a W shape. So it folds first like this. So we got the middle of our W. And then, as you can see, there's some little folds here. And those we're gonna end up folding back up along those lines. So we're gonna carefully fold along those, not too much, but just enough on that side and on this side. And the idea So we now have our W. And then this is going to sit inside here. Kind of tricky, but it'll go in. So it's going to sit inside there. Mine seems a little deep, so I'm going to refold this just a bit. That side. That side looks good. So we're going to stick it in again. Yeah, it looks all right. Now we don't want this up, so we want to fold this down like that, and this side like that, because our optical drive is going to sit right over this. And then we're going to take this and just kind of route it that way. I'll try to zoom in on this so you can see what it looks like. And once the drive sits over it, it should hold in place. All right, the next part here is this little gap. We're going to bend it just a bit because a ribbon cable is going to go right in this little gap. Just enough for the ribbon cable. Oof, just like that. And it's in. And then this is where our Flippy drive will connect to right here. And we'll do that part next. Alright, since this is meant to be a fully reversible mod, they have provided a spot for one of your extra screws. Because we got our 3 screw holes here, and this is going to cover one of them. So that's to hold our screw that it's covering, just in case we ever want to revert back. We will have it ready and waiting for us. So let's go ahead and stick this in real quick. I'm not going to tighten it too tight quite yet. And then our Flippy drive board will sit on this little bracket. Okay, now that we've got that in there, we're going to match the arrows, the arrow and the arrow. I'm trying to figure out how to do this without being completely in the way. Okay, so it's in, and then I'm going to push this down to lock it into place. And it's going to slide around here and attach right like that. Okay, so the next part is we just put these teeny little screws in. Let's get it lined up right. Do the top one first. Did come with 4 screws, but you only need 2. Oh, there's my last one, stuck to the side. Where it went. The nice thing about this is you really don't have to do anything. You literally attach this like this and then stick the SD card in. See, it's in. We're going to stick our SD card in. If I can get it in there. Come on, you. Alright, there we go. Click. Bam! It's done. That easy. So, I'm going to switch over to the AV and we'll give it a boot up, make sure it works. I got to plug in this front panel so that I actually have something to run it with. But we'll switch over that and have a little go. Alright, let's go. It's powered on. Powered on. It says Flippy loader initialized, press start. I had my Wavebird plugged in and I couldn't get it to do anything. So I shut it off, plugged in a wired controller, and restarted it. And then we start it back up, and we are greeted with this menu. I put all my games on the SD card already, and as we can see, we've got quite a few, and it scrolls through a lovely little cube interface, which is quite nice. Let's find one that's we like. You know what? Why not Wave Race? Where is it? Wave Race. Let's give it a go. Press start. I have no idea what that says. Let's find out. Oops. It says the disc could not be read in Japanese because I have not switched this to English yet. So let's... Alright. I've put an update on the SD card, and it says to hold down X when we turn it on. So we're gonna hold down X, and we're gonna turn it on. Alright, we got our menu. We're gonna go ahead and update the firmware. So we're gonna hit A and go ahead and let it update. Now, seeing how the SD card and everything is inside, this is definitely why I'm testing this before I put everything back together. Because I really don't want to put it all back together, find out it needs an update or something, and then have to tear it completely apart. Because at this point, I don't know how to put things on the SD card without tearing it apart. So firmware update's complete. Let's go ahead and hit start. Back to our Cube boot menu. And let's see if this fares any better for us today. Let's go back to our 1080 Avalanche. Hit start again. We still got the disc cannot be read, so I'm going to figure this out. Alright, we're going to try out Swiss. So I downloaded Swiss from the official website. I put the boot.dol on the SD card, just on the root. I'm going to hold X again and press the power button. And holding the X down, we'll see we get the Flippy drive bootloader. And we're going to choose boot onboard dol. And then we're going to go to Swiss GC. And we got Swiss loading up quickly and easily. Now we're just going to pick a game. Crazy Taxi is always a good one. Just hit A another time. Bam. Works like a champ. So, at this point, if I power it off, and I do not hold down anything, and I power it on again, it will automatically boot back into Swiss. And so if I want to keep it this way, I do nothing. But if I want to switch back to Cube boot, I need to shut it off, hold down X while I turn it on, and I'll get my Flippy drive bootloader once again. And once again I go down to bootloader dol, and I'll choose Cube boot this time. And now it'll boot into Cube boot, and it'll keep booting into Cube boot until I do this again and change it to Swiss. And that's how easy it is to switch between the two different environments. Okay, I went on the Discord and started looking around about the issue I'm having with the discs not being able to play. And it looks like there's a cross-region bug that's happening, and they suggested I downgrade to 1.3.2. So I have gone ahead and put that on the SD card. We're going to hold our X button and turn it on again. And then we're going to update, reinstall firmware, and we'll let that go. Update complete. Press start. It should reboot. Well, firmware is update for Flippy drive. Yes, we know, but we are downgrading. So it did boot to Swiss because I booted that last. So we're going to hold X down, turn it off, turn it back on. And we're going to go to onboard Dole, and we're going to go to Cube Boot. And let's go ahead and try our 1080 Avalanche again. Well, much better. Much better. Games are actually working. Okay, cool. So, my to-do list here is to figure out how to update this without taking the whole shell apart. Because if I can't update firmware without taking about shell apart, it'd just be some work to get to. I mean, it's 4 screws and it pops off, but it's still a bit of an inconvenience. And then while I've got this popped off, I'm going to clean the laser a bit to see if I can get the disk drive to work, just for kicks. I don't need it, but having a working drive is always good. Anyway, so far so good with the Flippy drive. It's been quick and easy. Other than the little hiccup I had, everything's worked great. 100% do recommend. I'd buy more of these again for more GameCubes. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll get this all put back together and get a shot of the GameCube all done.